Have you ever wondered why some people seem to have control over their lives, never shaken by challenges, while most of us continue to struggle with bad habits and a lack of discipline? Miyamoto Musashi, the legendary warrior, taught us that discipline is not easy. It is a never-ending battle. In this world full of distractions, how can you become someone whom others look at and say, "He is crazy"? This is the path of the resilient, those who are never satisfied with themselves, the warriors of willpower. Get ready to uncover the secret of discipline that will completely change the way you perceive yourself and this life. To progress in life, the first step is not to reach for lofty goals, but to face yourself. Confronting the brutal truth is the profound lesson that Miyamoto Musashi passed down. The circle of earth in Stoic philosophy is not easy or comfortable. It is a dialogue between you and yourself, an unyielding battle with the weaknesses and bad habits you have hidden for so long. And to begin, you must face reality, no longer running away from the truth, no matter how difficult it may be. We live in a world full of distractions and illusions. We easily get lost in dreams, only to find that nothing changes in the end. That is why being aware of our weaknesses is incredibly important. It could be procrastination, impatience, laziness, or even a negative attitude. Have you ever wondered why you can't move forward, even though you've tried your hardest? The answer lies within you, in the things you've been unwilling to face. These small habits, repeated mistakes, are all holding you back, yet you refuse to confront them. And Musashi pointed out that if you do not acknowledge this brutal truth, you will never grow. The first step is to dare to face the truth that you are not perfect, that you have weaknesses that you may not have dared to admit. But it is this awareness that will become the solid foundation on which you can build yourself. Instead of running away, you must confront them, monitor your time and habits. Ask yourself, what do I do every day? Which habits are holding me back? These questions are not easy to answer, but only when you dare to face them will you realize that change begins here. Musashi does not advise you to change everything all at once. Instead, he teaches that change must begin with self-awareness, with breaking old habits to rebuild yourself. This is not a sudden transformation, but a slow, persistent process. Just as water flows around rocks, each day you will gradually make bad habits disappear, making way for discipline and patience. To achieve this, you need to track your time and actions, knowing exactly where every minute is spent and understanding that every small action can create a significant change in the future. The important thing is that you must not live in illusions. Not everyone can recognize the truth about themselves because we often hesitate to confront our weaknesses. But Musashi said that only when we dare to face the brutal truth can we begin to change. This is how you stop living in the sweet illusions of temporary comfort and start confronting the challenging reality, continuing to rise above it. Finally, remember that this path is never easy. Facing the truth and gaining self-awareness is a challenge that requires resilience and courage. However, it is this courage that will open a new path where you will not only overcome your weaknesses but also achieve true freedom. By confronting this brutal truth, you will begin the Stoic journey, walking the path Musashi taught, unwavering determination and discipline. Once you have faced the brutal truth about yourself, the next step in your self-improvement journey is learning how to persevere. not rushing to change everything abruptly. This is an essential lesson from the flow, water circle, in Musashi's philosophy. Once you have become aware of your weaknesses, the key is not to rush into a comprehensive overhaul right away, but to take small, gentle, but firm steps, like water flowing around rocks. Instead of tackling the problem forcefully, let time and patience help you change naturally without exhausting yourself or encountering major setbacks. The flow of water, though not as powerful as a storm, possesses a miraculous latent strength. It never rushes, never wastes energy, but continues to flow bit by bit until it can penetrate solid rock. We are the same. There's no need to change everything overnight. When you begin to recognize your weaknesses, sudden, hasty changes can clearly leave you feeling exhausted and ready to give up. What is essential is to understand that, like water, real change comes from persistence, day by day, hour by hour, without the need to display great strength right away. Start with small steps. During this process, you may feel discouraged when you don't see immediate results. This is entirely normal because change is not always immediately apparent. We often want to see results instantly, to change everything in a single night. But Musashi taught that it is patience in each step, in every small action, that makes the difference. These small changes, though not dramatic, will gradually lead to a remarkable transformation. Like the flow of water, you don't need to strike the rock once to break through it. You only need to persevere, remain consistent, and steadily pursue your goal. And in the end, these small efforts will accumulate and create a massive change. This is similar to improving yourself through daily habits. Instead of trying to change abruptly, what you need is to maintain small, persistent habits every day. Start with simple things. Wake up on time. Spend a few minutes each day meditating or exercising. Read a book, or even maintain a healthy diet. These small actions will gradually help you build discipline and patience. And most importantly, believe that these small steps will slowly transform you into a stronger person, not through sudden changes, but through persistence and consistency every day. What Musashi emphasizes is that nothing of value comes from sudden leaps, but from continuous perseverance. We often look at successful people and think they had one big breakthrough or a significant decision that led them to success. But the truth is different. True success is built from small, steady steps, from gentle and persistent changes, much like water flowing steadily and consistently. Remember, real change doesn't need to be loud, nor does it need to happen quickly. It is patience and the gradual transformation, step by step, that will lead you to success. Therefore, as you begin your journey of self-transformation, learn to be patient and maintain your own pace. Don't get caught up in the pressure to change too quickly. Let yourself be like the flow of water, gently moving forward but never stopping. Only when you persevere without rushing can you achieve profound, lasting changes in your life. Once you have passed the initial stage of change, when you have gained awareness of yourself and started moving forward with small but steady steps, the road ahead will not be entirely smooth. Progress will bring new challenges, and one of the most significant challenges will be feelings of envy and self-doubt. This is inevitable, but as Musashi taught, destroy your weaknesses. The circle of fire is the process through which you learn to use these negative emotions to propel yourself forward rather than letting them weaken you. Jealousy, is an invisible monster that we all must face. When you see others succeed, whether it's colleagues, friends, or even people you admire, sometimes that feeling rises like a fierce wave. It can make you feel insecure, questioning whether you're good enough and whether you can achieve what they have. Self-doubt creeps in, and you start comparing yourself to others. But instead of letting this feeling consume you, Musashi pointed out a way to transform it. Jealousy, self-doubt, or even anger are not enemies you should run from. Instead of allowing them to weaken you, you can turn them into strength. When you feel jealous, stop and reflect. Why do I feel this way? Surely, beneath that feeling lies a strong desire to achieve something similar. If you learn to control and transform that feeling into motivation, you will find an endless source of energy for growth. Jealousy is a sign that you're lacking something within yourself, and it's an opportunity for you to recognize what you need to improve. Similarly, self-doubt, although uncomfortable, can be a powerful tool when used correctly. Self-doubt makes you more aware of your weaknesses, helping you avoid sinking into complacency. Instead of tormenting yourself with negative thoughts, use this feeling as a reminder that there's still room for growth, that your progress is not yet perfect, and that's completely fine. You don't need to be perfect right away, but you must always move forward, never stop, like the circle of fire. In the battle with negative emotions, you will be able to cultivate the ability to control your emotions. Instead of letting them burn and destroy you, use them to build inner strength, like fire controlled and directed. Once you learn to eliminate your weaknesses by confronting these uncomfortable emotions, you will no longer fear them when they arise. On the contrary, you will welcome them as an inevitable part of your self-improvement journey. At this stage, you have moved past awareness and perseverance. Now is the time to solidify your mental strength in the face of real challenges. Once you have learned to confront negative emotions rather than letting them control you, you will be closer to becoming the person Musashi described. Not someone defeated by emotions, but someone who controls them and uses them for growth. However, this victory is not the final destination. After eliminating your weaknesses, you will face another challenge: maintaining the desire to learn, never stopping, and never becoming complacent with your current achievements. This leads to the circle of wind, where you learn to keep that inner fire burning constantly, always seeking improvement and never feeling satisfied. When you have specified specific accomplishments, the feeling of self-satisfaction and complacency can easily creep in. After all the effort and difficulties, feeling pleased with what you've achieved is understandable. However, this is one of the most dangerous moments that Musashi warned about in his Stoic philosophy. Always hunger, never be satisfied. The circle of wind is a powerful reminder that even after achieving a significant milestone, if you stop and become complacent, you will immediately fall behind. Progress is not a fixed destination, but an ongoing journey, and it is in this journey that the desire to learn and grow will keep you motivated and moving forward. Most of us can easily recognize that when we reach a milestone, a sense of satisfaction floods our minds. This is not bad, as the feeling of contentment is a reward for the efforts we've made. However, complacency can make you stop trying, even lose the drive to develop further. Musashi recognized this early on, and that is why He always had to maintain an unrelenting aspiration, always had a drive to reach further, no matter the successes we've already achieved. Because when you think you've reached the peak, you'll discover that it is precisely at that moment when you begin to descend. This is true in every area of life, from work and career to personal development. We live in a constantly changing world, which means that if you stop, you will be left behind. Your progress is not a stopping point, but an ongoing process. Only by always maintaining a hunger for learning can you stay on track with changes, keep up with the world, and continue to grow. The desire to learn is not only a way for you to maintain progress, but also a means for you to develop yourself holistically. When you stop and become complacent, you begin to lose curiosity and the desire to explore. You become stagnant in your thinking, unable to see new opportunities, and easily fall behind. The world never stops changing, and if you don't keep learning, you will be left behind and lose your competitive edge. Therefore, the hunger for learning and growth must be the fire that constantly burns within you. Every day, you need to seek out new lessons, challenge yourself with new things, and continuously look for opportunities to improve. Once you've learned something, don't become complacent. Keep seeking new knowledge and skills. This will not only help you maintain progress, but also create greater opportunities in the future. Desire is never enough. Only when you continually maintain this hunger can you reach new heights in life. This is why Musashi advises us always to maintain ambition, never be satisfied with what we have, and strive to go further, learn more, and grow more. Complacency is the deadly trap that robs you of the motivation to continue your journey. And when you understand this, you will see that the journey of progress never stops. The hunger for learning is not only the motivation to keep going, but also the force that helps you conquer new heights. This is when you truly enter the circle of emptiness, where discipline, the hunger for learning, and resilience become the endless source of strength that helps you overcome every challenge. Never accept stopping and never give up. Victory is not a stopping point, but the relentless journey to become the best version of yourself. When you have come far on the path of self-improvement, when you have learned to face the truth, persistently make small changes, and always maintain a hunger for learning and growth, you will reach a profound truth that Musashi sought to convey in the circle of emptiness. Discipline has no stopping point. This is when the journey no longer consists of short-term steps, but becomes an eternal battle, a struggle that never ends. You cannot stop after each success, nor can you be satisfied with what you have achieved, because discipline is a relentless battle that constantly requires resilience and determination. Musashi emphasized that a true warrior is not someone who wins one battle and then rests, but someone always ready to continue fighting, never stops training, and never ceases to improve themselves. Similarly, in our own lives, once you have achieved specific accomplishments, it is not the time to stop, but the moment to continue battling with yourself. Victory in one battle, in one goal, is not the end. It is a stepping stone to greater heights and to embracing the following challenges. The discipline that Musashi speaks of is not something easily attained. It is not mere compliance or rigidity. It is a profound commitment to oneself, a constant struggle to maintain focus, determination, and perseverance in every situation. The important thing is that you must accept that this battle will never end. At every stage of life, there will always be new challenges, new emotions, and new temptations. But what makes you a true warrior is the ability to accept and continue fighting, regardless of the difficulty. You must accept that this path will not be easy, that there will be times when you feel tired, frustrated, or want to give up. But it is in those moments that the true power of discipline will be revealed, when you continue to cling to your goals and never quit, no matter how difficult it gets. This eternal battle is about perseverance and resilience. Musashi does not advise you to chase after easy victories. Instead, he teaches you that every day, every moment that passes, is a battle you must face with yourself. Conquering bad habits, overcoming laziness, fighting against complacency, and maintaining focus on higher goals. You cannot stop after a victory because discipline does not allow you to do so. Every day, you must fight with yourself, control yourself, and always be ready to embrace new challenges. From the circle of earth to the circle of wind, you have made great strides, but that is only the first step on an endless journey. Embracing the eternal battle, the circle of emptiness, means acknowledging that discipline is a continuous process without a stopping point, and you must always maintain resilience and determination to move forward. And it is in this battle that you will find true strength, the strength of a warrior who never gives up, who never stops. So, when you look back at the achievements you've made, don't let them make you complacent. Remember, each victory is just a step forward, and this path has no end. You're not someone who stops at a peak, but someone who continues to face new challenges, always maintaining the hunger and relentless effort. And it is in this journey that you will become a true warrior, a person steadfast in discipline, always ready to conquer whatever challenges life brings.